We have John Brown, a wide receiver from Pitt State. And he thought about it.
And he's got a point to prove today.
Ace four.
And the tailback behind Keith Wenning is Ben Molina out of Texas A&M. Molina off the right side, and he's brought down.
Stick 41. Stick 41.
Keith Wenning, 4,148 passing yards this season. That's third best all time in the MAC. Football's out, fumble, and the East team believes it has it. Second.
As you noted, Mike, he loses it coming out right there. See, the ball's already starting to move now. There he goes. He ends up hitting the fullback.
Yep.
Number 20, Timothy Flanders out of Sam Houston State. Knocks
West offense didn't really even get warmed up, guys. Couple of plays is it.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
John Brown heard you, Charles. Picking his way now just across the 20 and down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah.
First, second, the three quarterbacks, and then they'll decide who they want to go in the fourth quarter.
And the tailback, Ben Molina out of Texas A&M, play action to him. Plenty of time for Wenning to step in and fire a strike to Bernard Reedy. First down of the game for the West
Out of Toledo, but he's got 3 kickoff return touchdowns, a punt return touchdown. Wenning steps into it, wide open. You've got to take advantage in an all-star game of every opportunity.
Sam Houston State is Timothy Flanders, number 20. All-time leading rusher in the Southland Conference, as well as Sam Houston State. Inaccurate toss there by Wenning, but he's helped out quite a bit with 2,000 yards and 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, one year he made the All-MAC team at 3 positions: kick returner, punt returner, and wide receiver.
Junior season did that. Molina with a burst out of the backfield to pick up the first.
Okay, Eichert is right here, right here, and watch him make a move to get to the second level and cut it off. Lost his feet there,
just described.
And the left guard Dozier is pretty good too.
Dakota Dozier out of Furman.
Keith Wenning now has 3 consecutive completions, and all 3 to Bernard Reedy. That time
He's got to show people he's a secure tackler.
Wenning again, nice pocket to step into. Wants Reedy again. Put it right on the 6. Couldn't come up with it.
On this play, Mike, tell me what you think. I liked the fact that Wenning said, I know where to throw the football. You go get it. He put it in a spot and told Bernard Reedy, here it is for you. And he had to throw it much better.
Normal blitz situation for any defense, but the defense limits it here. They can only bring that 4. Out of the backfield, it's Molina cutting it back.
Tackle.
And the spot there, Western Kentucky.
Chandler Jones has got to get a catch pretty soon.
There you go.
And I think Wenning and Chandler Jones,
he was still securing first down yardage.
First team All-Mountain West Conference this past season after 1,356 receiving yards. This is the all-time leading rusher at Sam Houston State, Timothy Flanders.
Jones had gotten a little bit better block. This thing scores. He's going to cut it all the way back to the left. And now it's one-on-one with the corner. Chandler Jones misses the block. Ricardo Allen recovers just enough to push him out of bounds.
And what do they always say? Offensive line, tremendous job so far in this game for the West team.
West team on the move after fumbling on its second play from scrimmage and turning it over. Threatening to score here now inside the East 20. Wenning for Ball State remains at quarterback out of the backfield. He wanted Molina from Texas A&M. That his pass attempts went up every single year, Charles, and his interception total went down from 14 to 11 to 10, back down to 7.
Terrific understanding of the passing game that you get right now as the head coach there.
His team wins went up every year from 3 to 6 to 8 to 10 during his senior season. Rolling out now to play action to his tight end, Ted Bolser, the all-star players. 3rd down and 8. Moments ago, Wenning converted for 4th down with a completion to Chandler Jones. Stands in the pocket nicely and misfires. Looking for John Brown.
NFL defensive back.
Yep.
And he said, watch for Nevin Lawson to hold people a lot. That's what he does. And look at this.
Right there. Now, he doesn't need to, because I thought he had.
He's one of the best out there as a player and as a player evaluator. I agree.
Anthony Farah from 34 yards out. The interception to Darby out of Arizona State. So this is Keith Wenning from Ball State. He's already 6 out of 9 for 41 yards today. Yeah, he's looking deep. And that's the second accurate deep ball he has.
This is Scantavius Jones from Valdosta State. really raw kid with some height. He's 6'3", 209.
Ben Molina out of Texas A&M. Over 1,300 yards rushing the last couple of seasons. He's with the football. Nice spin move just as he reached the line of scrimmage.
First time he really had significant production.
First time he started every game of his career as well,
You do so in the
or
line.
every game of a season. 3rd down and 8. Keith Wenning again with a good pocket, and that's a strike to Chandler Jones. Good job of staying in bounds, getting some
Does a
extra.
poor job. Look at number 3, Pierre Desir, who's got as much talent as anyone in the game, plays way off and does a poor job. You've got a guy on the sideline like that. That's kid with a lot of upside, but that was a poor play.
1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Flanders play action. And Wenning looking second level, left that one a little bit behind.
Really good, solid week this week. A lot of the scouts I talked to pegged him at somewhere between the 4th and 6th rounds.
His defense coordinator, Chris Lee, first encountered him at the Texas Bowl years ago. He was interim head coach at Houston. He's very high on Phillip Gaines. And what we saw on that play is what he talked about, the length we just mentioned, being able to affect plays.
Wenning on 2nd and long, overshoot.
5,000 more throws to get more consistent.
The common denominator has been he's been on the move on those throws.
See what he can do here on 3rd down and 10. Timothy Flanders, nice catch, catching that ball that was left.
99 rushes, another 64 catches. That's an awful lot of touches for the tailback.
And see what he can do on 4th down and 1. Breaks a tackle. Bromley out of Syracuse was in there.
This is the type of play that he really talks about wanting to be able to do, to penetrate upfield from a 3 technique position at defensive tackle, puts the first hit before the posse.
This kid is in the same level that Gannon was coming out of college as a thrower, but like Daniel, I'd give him an opportunity to fail first.
Keith Wenning remains the quarterback and almost goes down, but a nice job at keeping the ball and picking up.
Felt the pressure backside without seeing it, and that's why he flushed right there. See how he felt it? And then was able to take off and go. That was very nicely done from the blind side, that internal clock.
24.
Keith Wenning already led 1 scoring drive after his West team recovered a fumble, trying to make it 2. And that's Molina out of Texas A&M.
Back next season, whoever plays left tackle there is usually successful.
Molina meets the front 7. So Garoppolo stretching out there for the East team. We hope to see him for the first series on the East squad in the 2nd quarter. The West team still with the ball. Keith Wenning, the quarterback out of Ball State, played the entire 1st quarter. And down he goes. A&M.
Now, Wester Brooks is a guy whose production was mammoth his junior year. To make production that was good his senior year.
Anthony Farah has 1 field goal today, trying to go 2 for 2. This one from 37 yards out, up and in, right down the middle. And that's out the way.
Yeah, I really believe the word you use, underappreciated, fits perfectly, Paul.
To the air right away and gets some help. Gets some help with an excellent catch.
Really not part of this attack, but he gets down the seam. Reese looks off the safety and comes back to him, and Niver makes another catch. It was a big week for Niver. You can see Niver from the right side, over top of the linebacker, Glenn Carson from Penn State. Buzz on Niver this week also, because he kind of came out of nowhere and caught the football and actually ran better than people think also.
Tailback is Clay Brennan out of Oklahoma, doesn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. And actually, Mike Moore
Make the catches, and people started to take more of a look at him. They just didn't throw it to the tight end much at Baylor.
New running back is from Air Force. That's Anthony Lacoste. That's Tommy Reese going 2 for 2. Finding Chandler Jones.
Bill is a former coach and currently a scout. He's been around this game his entire life. So when you set rules up like this, single high safeties, whatever, this kid will pick you up.
On the first one to Niver.
He's 2 for 2. Senior season, a career best 3,257 yards. He's now, I was premature with
Back and said, has tangibles, has intangibles, you're going to love the kids.
Tommy Reese looking for the touch pass down the sideline. Running for the East team, and he's the only quarterback we've seen for the East side. This is 3rd down and 10. And Reese not going to have a chance to show us that accuracy this time. Down he goes, Will Clark from West Virginia, and DJ.
You had him on the list about making the money, and he definitely pulled that off. And one of the things you keep hearing about with Will Clark is initial step to get off, to get to the quarterback.
Anthony Farrah from 45.
Comparison with some of these kids that are supposed to be potential first rounders, he could be in that conversation before it's all said and done.
You look at a couple of years back, and 2 seasons later, he just threw, I think, 27 touchdowns to only 2 picks, or was it 29-2?
Whatever it was phenomenal.
It was only 2 picks.
It took forever for him to get the pick.
Tommy Rees, quarterback out of Notre Dame, goes down. A&M.
Where he said he wanted to make sure that other A&M was represented.
He's got a little burst off the edge, and the ball comes loose.
Fortunate for Tommy Rees, the ball doesn't bounce well too often in football. Bounced perfectly for Tommy Rees.
Here he comes off the edge. It's all speed with him. Does a nice job with his hands. Handle him. Too much speed.
47.5 tackles for loss in just the last 2 years at West Texas A&M. Tommy Rees to Chandler Jones out of San Jose State. He's a 1,000 yards. This is 3rd down and 2. And this is Rees, and that's potential interference on Chandler Jones. And there is 2-time first-team All-Conference USA. A couple of years ago, his junior season. 18 passes defended. That was good for 2nd best in the nation. Tommy Rees, nice pocket, and looking for Chandler Jones. Almost made a one-handed
or a little bit short. Look, there's 3 yards of separation. Ball's underthrown. Still should have been caught.
He wasn't able to make that last adjustment.
Had a chance to make a big play there.
2nd down 10 coming up for Tommy Rees. And out of the backfield to Brennan Clay. He's made up from spending time with him behind the scenes the last 3 years, and the rest of us don't.
His teammates love him. He's a hard worker. His offensive lineman, he works out with them. He lives with them.
Good play there.
Went to Washburn and transferred back to Lindenwood because he had 2 daughters. He's got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old daughter, so this week is very important to the Desir family.
Ricardo Allen out of Purdue. Couple of cuts, and you can see he's comfortable with the ball.
Harder on the kicking game than I saw all week from the West squad. Yeah. I mean, I never saw anyone work as much in the kicking game as they did.
Yep.
And the East is still a perfect pass, you know, that you feel comfortable with. So they constantly drill that where quarterbacks are catching it and delivering it quickly. And now the 2 uncles up here, that's not our job to worry about grounding it. That's your job.
That's one of my challenges. 8 seconds left. We just saw our first touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo to Matt Hazel. We're going to watch the clock tick to zeros here.